Are we getting right into the next game? Oh, rest in peace.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Rat Pack React. Today we're reacting to Haikyuu episode 19. Just followed up after the Date Tech game where Karasuno ended up winning.
Very dramatic game.
Yep, now we're getting into the next game. Let's get right into it. Should have let that go out.
That was a 90-degree curve, bro.
Have we rated Rule the Court
We
yet?
have not rated Rule the Court. I think it's the first time we've seen it.
I'm going B minus.
We were giving out a 10. What would that translate to? Like a 7?
We were doing at a 10?
Yeah.
Like a 6.5.
I think like a 5.5. It's just not punchy.
I mean, it's cool.
Doesn't have that
Rule
impact.
the Court.
Do you? I don't know enough about orchestra for that comparison to really ring.
I don't know about a completely different sound.
All right.
Let's get right into it.
The Conductor.
The Conductor.
Are we just going to see OIKAWA absolutely rolling some kids?
Yeah, 100%.
He's just that guy. Noya is not going to be keeping that energy. They're recording it. It's going on television. Shut up.
Dang. Hey, you two middle school. I mean, sorry, grade school.
That's crazy, too, because they're still like 5'5" or 5'6". That's not like grade school short. They are conked out, dude.
After 2 games of volleyball. We used to do like 4 total games a day. So 8 total sets. Gotta wake up for that.
Yeah, that's rough. The volleyball team is on TV. It's gonna be Seijo, isn't it?
Shiratorizawa versus Ogi South.
Rest in peace, bro.
Oh, 25 to 6.
Why did you guys even show up?
All right, keep glazing Shiratorizawa.
Even Ozzy's like, that is just unreasonable.
His flamboyant looks.
I don't watch the actual news. Are they saying shit like that?
I guess they have to be.
About to go to war, bro.
Coming up next is the weather.
We gotta embarrass OIKAWA on live television. They're fired up now. Yeah, your guys' reception is you got Nishinoya and the rest of you, I guess.
Daichu's decent at receiving.
Decent, yes. Will not take part in receiving serves. I don't want you two going near the ball unless Kageyama's sending it to you. True. Not true. Series ends next episode. They got some height on those.
I know. Oh, there he goes.
All right, Hinata, now bike back home at midnight.
Yeah.
Now he's actually downloading it, bro. Just actual disgust.
You're just pounding them Newports.
Is it Ukai?
Yeah. No, it's Oikawa.
Why they always got the dogs out in this show, bro? Yeah, for real. The dogs are out every frame, bro. Barking up a storm. Has not blinked in hours. Watching it throw on 4 times speed over and over again. Japan, bro.
Oh, I burned my 2 vacation days in my 10-year time span.
Let's go. Who knows? We're never going to see him play.
You just saw him hit a ball. He hit a ball.
That's crazy. Oh, we're starting.
Here we go.
Put these kids in the ground where they belong. Talking to OIKAWA.
Yeah.
Who is that? Who is that guy? He just showed up out of nowhere. You are not on the team.
They keep just creating new characters, just throwing them on the team.
Apparently it's Tobu. And then it's conjugated to Toby.
Because the song in season 2, the opening, they say Tobe fly. That's the song. It's literally called Tobe fly, which means fly fly.
It's different conjugations, but Toby means fly as well.
Sure, I could see them it being a bunch of different things.
This isn't about you being right or wrong. It's about me being right. All right, Tsukushima. All right, guys, lock in.
Uh-oh. That wasn't even a dump. He just spiked that
it. It's a setter spike. They got their own chant for OIKAWA, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. That's nuts. Just calling them out on it. True, though. They were not paying attention. Dude, they're about to get played so hard. They're going to receive that. He's baiting you. That's crazy. How often do you set from a high jump like that?
Professionals do it, but even when professionals do it, it's a crazy play. I've never seen it in a college club game that I played.
Where's the women's team? They not show up again today?
Nah, they didn't care that much.
True, but we've only played like 3 serves against him. He's in. Oh, OIKAWA just read it like a book, dude. That's crazy. They're like watching it in slow-mo, bro. They're cheating. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, lock in, kids.
Even their team.
They're like, oh yeah, Kageyama's just good at everything he does. I forgot about that.
Right back in their face.
Lock in. That's crazy.
Dang. Absolute aura.
He's tilted at that one, dude. Under his skin.
Yeah. Alright, 3, 2, 1, 8.5.
8. It was good. It was, a little slow at the start. We're between the games.
I mean,
we're covering the little bit of downtime we got.
But the ending made
But
up
yeah,
for it.
that was like an insane flip on him. Be like, all right, now y'all gotta lock it. We are, reminded on rare occasions that Kageyama is just good at like every part of volleyball. Like, he mostly plays setter, and he plays it insanely well. That crazy serve in the Date Tech game where he goes to the back line and, like, jumps backwards and sets it to Hinata. So we see that a lot, but we forget sometimes that he's also insane at, like, normal spiking and serving. So it's good to see him, because even, like, his team was like, whoa, what just happened? I also really like that shot near the end, where we're seeing from the perspective of Alba Josai's players as they're looking around like, oh, they're faking us out with this. No, they're faking us out with that. Like, they're seeing the key players in play.
I watched a really cool video. This was like 4 years ago. But it was basically an analysis of the guy just talking about the net in like frames of like different like plays and stuff, because it makes you feel like, you know, which perspective you're seeing like the play from, and like, because he basically showed like, oh, the net is in like, you know, this position here, so you could see like through the net, because you can see through the net. But I'd have to find it. I'll send you a link to it. You can put it in the description if I end up finding it. It was a really cool video.
I just really like the framing on that last little sequence there, where we see they go to do the quick with Hinata, where he jumps up and everyone's like watching it like, no, we're not falling for that. They clearly see Tanaka's also setting up to go for a spike, and like, no, wait, Asahi's like dialed in right now. This guy might be doing something. Kageyama's like, nope, ain't doing none of that. Because the whole time as well, you don't see the ball in play. You're not seeing where the ball even is. So you're kind of like taking it for granted that it's not even been set yet. Because we're so used to it being played so quickly, where Kageyama gets the ball and it's just immediately to one of the spikers, wherever it needs to be. So the little mix up there, I think, is really well executed.
Yeah, were you expecting the setter dump?
I was not. No. I was expecting, if anything, the mix up would just be that it goes back to Hinata again. But it was like, he jumped so early, I don't know. I was just kind of expecting it to play out how Alba Josai was seeing it. Or like, Tanaka's going to go for it. No, wait, Asahi's going to go for it. They're going to pipe it back to him, and he's going to do a spike from the back. But yeah, that was I'm excited. Just like right off the start, it's such like an underplayed sequence of events almost. Like, we're not getting the immediate hype that you got in the Date game, or the whatever the first game was, where we start off the bat and the team's like, all right, we're just going to do something insanely hyped, like super weighty spikes and stuff like that. Instead, we're starting it off much more like strategic. Like, each team is like, all right, everyone's already dialed in. We're not going to like show off or anything like that. This is purely about like the tech of the game, dude.
We are just playing volleyball. Because you're supposed to get that like OIKAWA is the conductor, right? He's like the strategist, and then Kageyama is just good at everything. So now that we're seeing Kageyama also use strategy and actually have that battle IQ, if you will.
A lot of what we've been relying on is taking people by surprise with Hinata, and then just overwhelming power with like Tanaka and Asahi. And then, you know, our defense, our receptions are a little lacking and stuff like that. So they haven't had the most nuanced depth to like their tactics as they're playing in between here. The most they do is like some fake outs, where they'll fake setting it to Hinata and then pipe to Asahi, or actually set to Daichi or Tanaka as a wing spiker or something like that. But that's like, I feel like that's almost even what you should be doing, because Hinata ordinarily would not be getting the ball as often as he does. So the depth of the tactics there don't even see that insane. It's just like, we're baiting the enemy into thinking Hinata is like the end all be all. But now we're actually saying, like, we've got all these pieces in play, and we're adding an extra one in Kageyama that wasn't really there beforehand.
I mean, I'm hyped for this game. I think...
this is episode 19. So, man, how long is this Alba Josai match going to start? Because there's no way that we get straight into the next block if we beat Alba Josai soon, right? Like, the last few episodes would have to be like some downtime or something like that, if it's not still just the game against Alba Josai. So I feel like this is going to be a long game. I feel like this... So? I know I've been predicting it a few times. I think this is going to be the game that's actually like going down to the wire, and it's going to be like 24-24, 25-25, and we're like actually going to see each team being like super closely matched in like the final set of 3. They're like actually going to go to set 3, match 3, whatever you call it. I know I've predicted that I predicted that with Date Tech that they would go to match 3.
Yeah.
I was really far off on that one. That was, I mean, it was
You're
close.
still
It wasn't like
locking
they
in.
like totally locked him out, but it was a way bigger lead than I thought.
You're
they would
still
have.
locking in that Krasno's gonna take the dub in the end, though.
Yeah, I think they're going to beat Alba Josai. If they lose in this tournament, it's to Shiratorizawa. I
Okay.
don't see... But I don't know, man. I just don't... I'm starting to not think they're going to lose at all.
I don't know what my theory was whenever I was at this point.
Yeah.
I thought they would beat Alba Josai, and they would get
Creamed by
creamed.
Shiratorizawa?
Like, because we saw Shiratorizawa
Yeah,
25 to 6.
6 is-
Like, I thought they were just going to get... And then that would be like, okay, guys, we got to lock in and, like, actually... Like, it was hard enough to beat Alba Josai.
Right.
We got to actually, figure this out and get a lot better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm seeing happening as well. But I think there's still a really good chance that they just beat Shiratorizawa and they go all the way to finals. But it's like... We have
Then
to have
you're
a
losing the
mix-up.
third years.
We have to have a mix
Yeah.
up, right? We can't just win the whole way through because I mean, like we can, but
Yeah.
at that point the stakes and like the tension are so low. If we lose and the third years no longer get to participate, I think that really adds because like I've been saying, a lot of the players, particularly the first and second years, are not very well rounded.
Yeah.
So that gives them both the opportunity and the drive to become more well-rounded at the actual game of volleyball instead of all being like super tucked into their niches like they still are. Because like we see him getting better, but it's like every time Hinata's up to serve, he flubs it and sends it right out.
Yeah.
And like I don't see any reason
You
why
think
that would
Hinata's
change
going to be
anytime
like
soon.
absolutely jump serving
I don't
by
think
the end of the
he's not going to
series?
be like their best server by any means, but he's going to at least get the ball in
Yeah.
bounds in the lines. And that's just kind of like that just seems like losing to like Shiratorizawa or at some point in this tournament seems like such strong impetus for them to be motivated to
Yeah.
improve and become more well-rounded players. Because right now it's like, I mean, why would we get better when we've got Daichi to just take care of all the receives, we've got Asahi to do insane plays
Slam
even
the
from the
power
back
ball
and
down,
just
yeah.
break through pretty much everyone but Date Tech's defenses. And even then he was starting to get through Date Tech,
Yeah.
bro. So it's like we have to get rid of our powerhouses and our flex factor and become more all-rounded. And I see like Kageyama could probably carry them for a little bit, but Kageyama cannot do everything like OIKAWA was sort of being propped up
Yeah.
as being able to do. So against teams like Shiratorizawa or Nekoma, you have to have a much more well-rounded team than
Yeah.
they have right now. And I don't see, let's say in theory, they beat Shiratorizawa, they go to nationals and they face off against Nekoma fairly soon. They're just not ready for that.
Yeah.
And they don't have the time in that span of matches to improve
Yeah.
in such a way that they can take on Nekoma. Because Nekoma was just
To be
creaming
fair,
them,
though-
like so casually.
Yeah. To be fair, though, I'm not going to say that. Okay. But, so you're saying they're going to lose at some point, whether it's to
We forgot the chance to color the
Shiratorizawa.
lines.
Oh, yeah. Whether it's to Shiratorizawa or to Nekoma or to some, like, random, other team that we face at nationals.
Yeah, I think
And
it's
then-
Shiratorizawa.
And then we're going to lose the third years, go back to the start,
Right.
relearn all the, things that we're
Problem is, but then like
bad at.
Suga doesn't get to play.
Yeah.
If we just lose to Shiratorizawa, I don't know. Maybe he gets played here or against Shiratorizawa for some reason or another, and that gives them more impetus to improve because something happens to Kageyama that gets gets Suga put in, and they're not able to clutch because of it. I could see something like that happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm torn on it because it's a difficult direction either way they go.
Yeah.
Like it's not easy to execute on either of those, where they just win the whole time, or they have that big upset loss because then you lose like half your team.
Yeah.
But we do have these second years still. We could in theory get more players.
They
in
have
the
been
future.
sidelined. Well, literally
Yes.
sidelined.
I mean, Yamaguchi and Suga alone still have even
Yeah.
played of the like significant named characters, let alone the other three, Inoshida and the other
And if you
two.
remember, we didn't really start playing games until like episode 14. So
Yeah.
the second
Everything else
season
is, like,
could
practice
be
matches.
could be building up new characters and
Yeah, I also don't know the time. If they were to beat Shiratorizawa here, I don't know the time between the Inner
See,
High
that's why I
Nationals.
theorized that they would get creamed. Like, literally half an episode, they'd be like, we don't
Yeah.
even know what's going on here. We're just getting absolutely destroyed.
But I definitely think they will beat Abajosai here because it's just kind of set up that way
Yeah.
that they're going to overcome Oikawa in a dramatic upset in order to show that Karasuno is still a big name. They're not
Yeah.
the flightless crows anymore.
Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you head down to the comments, leave a comment, let us know what you think of Kyle's theories. I, of course, already know what's going to happen. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and watch the next one.
See ya.
Peace.
And we want you to join up and become a member of our rap pack.